Yes.
Hi guys. How are you?
Good.
So I'm just gonna ask you guys a few questions about your album, your tour, and your upcoming concert in Singapore this evening. So how did Leave Me Alone come together? I mean, initially it was just you and Carlota in the band, and then these two girls joined. So how did it all come together? What was the process like?
I mean, we never thought about the album before
No.
becoming a four-piece.
Okay.
Like, we just, we were two, we wrote like a couple of songs, like Bamboo is on it, but it's just like another thing because we really like the recording of just Carlota and I. But we played together alone for like wrote songs for like 5 months or something, and then we already became like a four-piece, and then we started thinking about maybe we should put a single, maybe we should put an EP, and like I remember it was so scary, like thinking we were gonna go straight for an album instead of going for an EP. But we were like, okay, the world is clearly like asking for a record, so like let's just go for it.
Yeah, but it's true that people get confused and thinks that we were two when we were dears, and suddenly we decided to change everything, and now we're Hinds and we are four, and we made an album, something like that. It's not
I
like
was just
that
about
at all.
to
I mean,
ask actually. So
no.
why the name Hinds?
Things,
But you guys
things happen by chance. So yeah.
Well,
I mean,
we're
not that becoming a four-piece was a decision, but it was like in the very beginnings.
It's like we were for being dears for a long time.
Okay, cool. So you guys mentioned Bamboo, and that was initially recorded just two of you, but the video you guys actually filmed by yourselves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
how?
not only Bamboo, it's also like San Diego, Castigación y Granero.
Oh, okay, so
and Chile.
all your videos.
And
you-
Tripigan.
Not all of them, but like most of them.
Most
Yeah.
of them. And how long does that usually take? Do you guys just have like
Sort
camera
of,
phones?
she's like a slave behind it. Yeah, Carlota edits them,
Okay.
and we usually like have like one night, like for Chile Town, for example, it's like the videos is not done ourselves, but just like the day before at her place, just like us and like a few friends, just like thinking about, okay, what the fuck are we gonna do tomorrow? Like we need this music video done by the end of the week, so she
Yeah,
can
we don't
edit
have more
it.
days.
She needs 3 days at least just to think about it. So
Yeah.
we need one day. Like basically, we shot it in my house, like in my bench, like my food. And just,
Okay, well, I mean, it looks like you guys had fun when you were filming it.
yeah.
I just want to ask you guys a few questions about the tour, because you guys have toured extensively in the US and in Europe, but you guys this is your first time in Asia. No.
More than a year ago, we played in February in Bangkok.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a first in Thailand. It was like a first ever international gig.
And what was that like? Was it?
Well, not international, but out of Europe.
Yeah.
It was very cool. It was very packed.
Yes.
It was like a
More than
50 venue and like real deep fans.
Yeah, the day before was playing Pete Doherty in town in Bangkok.
Yeah.
So we went to the gig with flyers to give like we kind of match with that kind of music.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so do you guys find at all that there is a difference between your fans in the US and
Yeah.
Europe
Nothing
to
do.
here?
Nothing to do.
Actually, we were thinking before, because we've also played Vietnam,
Yeah.
and we were thinking like, how do you think this is gonna be like? Because we played Japan this month, so we were like, do you think? Because we feel like Asia is not at all the same, but like Japan is the most different one.
Yeah.
So in Japan is not like we were thinking like to our gig in Bangkok and Vietnam, it was like radical people, like in the way of like super modern and super like Western and stuff.
Yeah.
And in Japan, it was like normal Japanese people, like
Yeah.
not
Okay.
dressing special, just like people that likes music and came to our gig. So we were thinking like tonight maybe more radical too, like more people into like fashion and into music and
Like
into
extreme.
or burger record. Like
Yeah, they told us the supporting band is like an it girl.
Really?
Yeah, so you'll be
Exactly.
supported by Obedient Wives Club, so they're actually a local band. So you played with the Libertines, and you've also played with other big bands. So you played with the Black Lips, and you played with Mac DeMarco, and what else do I have written? Yeah. What's that like? Is it fun? I mean, do you guys like jam out at backstage? Do you guys have much
Yeah, of
time
course.
together?
I mean, in the very beginning, we used to joke around like we only made this band to meet our idols. But then it's just like it's cool because it's like being being a musician is a job that a regular person really don't have any idea. I mean, like it's difficult to imagine all the things that we don't show. to regular people, like in our social media. So I think hanging out with musicians is kind of cool because we really know what it's like to be on the road all the time, or what it's like to be writing songs, or what it's like to have an album, or to fight with your manager. Or
You
to
will always have something in common.
Exactly.
You will always have
You
something
understand?
to talk
Yeah, you have a
about
lot
and-
of empathy.
Yeah.
Empathy. So it's really cool to meet all the bands.
It's also like a very like lonely life in the way of like you're
Yeah.
always surrounded by people, but not by people that really get you, like other musicians. So suddenly touring with someone or playing with someone, even if it's bigger or like our supporting bands for us, they're like so important and they're like really they
Really
make,
take care of
they make
choosing
us,
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they make us like give better gigs and tours and interviews, and it's just like a motivation of like being with someone. It's just like you can't choose when you see your friends, so suddenly being on the road for a month or for 2 weeks with someone really is like a really cool thing. So it's
Yeah. So I mean, how have you guys found the tour so far? Is it grueling? Are you how are you handling all of the attention that's been put on you and all the hype that surrounded the album and the release?
I mean, definitely it's good. It feels so good that the album is understood by so many people in so many places in the world. But at the same time, we have reached the level of like, oh my God, we cannot be everywhere all the time. You know what I mean? Like we feel kind of, we don't know where we are. We are jet lagged all the time. We are like a little bit like lost in the planet. You know what I mean? Like we have been in 4 continents in 1 month. So it's just like we're like reaching a peak.
A peak? Okay, well, if you've been 4 continents in 1 month, that's a crazy.
playing, not even just like no, I'm just hanging in Singapore.
Yeah,
I'm no, like seriously playing.
You've been performing.
a lot.
Yeah, so I mean, in this sort of environment, is there anything that you guys have learned about yourselves or about each other that you didn't know about one another or yourself before doing it?
I mean, before the record, we also toured. We've been almost 2 years on the road.
Yeah.
Like almost not having a month, like a whole month without playing. So it hasn't been like, whoa, since the record is out, I've discovered that
Yeah.
Carlota is ginger. Ginger. So like we really knew each other.
Yeah.
We toured each other, like each other.
I think what I'm learning is how worth a day is. Like you can't imagine how many things you can do in one day, and being one day in one city. Like I don't know, suddenly the period of time of a day, it's like gold. Like for us, it's just like we need one more day in Madrid, or we need one more day in here, like to see
One
the
day
fucking
off.
city, or one day more in New York, or one day more whatever, or one day lost on a plane. You know what I mean? Like suddenly a day is your most
changes
valued
everything.
thing. Yeah.
So have you guys had any time off, like since you've begun this whole thing, or is it just like literally jumping from one
we had
coast?
half a day off in this tour, and we were in Brisbane, and we went to like Alcobendas and Mexico and Greece and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, cool.
But it was still half a day because we were flying to
Perth.
I know. After.
Okay, so just a few days ago, different time zone, different place. Yeah, so I mean, you've been to so many places. Where has been your favorite city to play so far? Is there a favorite?
To play.
Yeah, to play.
Perth was so sweet,
Yes.
so sweet.
The people in Perth,
So
like
cool.
seriously, it's unexpectedly amazing.
And it was
Like,
kind of
they're
like
so nice.
kind of like Madrid, because we were talking with friends in Brisbane, and they were telling us like Perth was the most isolated place in,
Yeah,
the
it's-
earth, like
Yeah, in the whole world.
like it's a thing. So we're like, whoa, how's people gonna be like look at the Perth? Like, it's gonna be super crazy. And they were like, no, actually, like when you play there, they're super cool because no one goes there. So when you play, people really
they want
support
you to come back,
And we
so.
felt like that's like Madrid, like because Madrid, like not much bands come to like the Spain, because it's like in the south.
Yeah.
So it was super cool, like kind of like to feel like young people or older people like really like, thank you for coming, can I take a picture, can you hang out, like do you want to hang out, blah, blah, blah. And it was like a terrible gig, honestly, because like we had so many like
Yeah, my
tech
guitar stopped
problems.
sounding and stuff.
Yeah,
We had like
guitars
technical
didn't
problems.
sound, and they were still like, it's fine, come on. Like, guys, why? Like, we're not giving you anything. Like, it's not even sounding,
That
and
sounds
you were
really,
like
that
still.
sounds super fun though.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
sure it was quite the experience. So are there any places that you guys haven't been that you really want to go?
India.
India too. Yeah.
Brazil.
North Korea. Really?
Seriously, we want to play there.
Well, actually, Singapore is one of the few countries in the world where if you have a Singaporean passport, you don't need a visa to get into North Korea.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You didn't need it?
No,
just
you don't.
fly in.
I'm like 99% sure.
Okay.
No, I don't have a Singaporean passport, unfortunately. So, yeah, but just so you guys know.
To marry a Singapore guy.
Okay, so you guys are performing at Kult Kafe tonight, and
Yes.
is this your first time in Singapore?
Correct.
Not for me.
Not for. Oh,
I mean, as a band, yes.
as a band, yes, but you've been here before.
Yes.
Okay, so have you told them like what to
It was like
forward?
7 years ago.
Oh,
I was
okay.
here for 4 days.
Okay, so are you guys also after the show tonight? Are you just jetting off again?
No, we're flying tomorrow, but we're flying in the night, so
Yes.
Oh, so you have the full day tomorrow. Do you guys sort of?
what I'm saying, just like one day, no, half a day, but still.
Yeah. So I mean, do you guys have anything planned?
No, but we love food, we love markets, we love cheap things.
Massage. Yeah,
Massage.
apparently they're very cheap here.
Yes,
Maybe
and
turns people caring.
the food is very cheap there as well, and there's a lot of places you guys can go get food. So amazing. It'll be good. All right, so now that you've been on tour, just one last question: are you guys making music? Like, are you guys
No,
preparing
not
anything
yet.
at
We're
all?
about to.
But like next week, we have like 4 days like to Madrid to start writing this.
To write some stuff? Oh, that's really exciting. All the best to you guys for that, and thank you for sitting down with me and
No
answering my
worries, thank you.
questions.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Great.
So that's my only advice. Try not to be anyone else.